Hello everyone, Cubics Data Recovery, and today I'll be showing you how to take apart an enclosure of the Lacie rugged drives. We got three different models. A couple of them are older ones, a couple are newer ones. As you can see, this has a Thunderbolt and USB 3. This is Thunderbolt 3 and USB 3. This is Thunderbolt 2 and Firewire and USB 2. This needs power because back then these ports did not provide enough power, so it had to be powered with a separate USB cable, which was either plugged into the additional USB port in the computer. So from the computer there are two cables, and then one goes into the power and another one goes to the data bus, and the same thing with this Firewire ones. These drives needed to be powered additionally. The modern ones, they supply enough power and thus they don't need any additional power plugs. So these are the Thunderbolt 2 or the Firewire, I should say Firewire 2, USB 3 dual port, and then this is Firewire 3 or Thunderbolt. There is a speed difference between the two, obviously, but I can't remember which one this was. Anyways, it's not the goal. The goal is that we are going to take apart those three drives and you will see how to do that. So let's start with this one. This is the one that has two Firewire ports and USB 3. First thing you do is you just take this rubber jacket off. It's, obviously very easy to take off. And then you get the shell. And we got three latches on each side. Two middle ones are sealed with a security seal, so the warranty would still be intact according to their policy if this seal on both sides is intact. But we're gonna peel them off. So it's kind of a latching thing. It's aluminum, so you need to pry it a little bit off, kind of like that. And then interesting thing that the middle ones, they go the opposite side. So these two go that way and the middle one goes the opposite way. So what we're gonna do is gonna get the seal off and lift them like this. See? So these are the latches. Let's do the other side. One here, one here, and one to the opposite side. Okay, once you do this, you can actually peel it off and reveal the drive. As we can see, it has a Samsung ST1000LM024. These are the models that were manufactured when Seagate was in process of purchasing the Samsung. So they were labeled already as a Seagate, but the major label was still Samsung. So nowadays Lacie and Samsung is owned by Seagate. On the older Lacie drives, they had different ownership and they had different models of the drives inside. Nowadays it's only Seagate drives inside, there is nothing else. Back in the days they had Hitachi drives, Seagate drives, and Samsung drives. So this is the Seagate, Samsung. And then you disconnect the SATA and power connector and you get to the drive. And this is how the controller looks like. I'd say it's a quality build. The bridge board is really well designed with different protections inside of it, but sometimes they still go bad if the power source is bad, or you have any kind of a big loads in your house, like, I don't know, something like welding machine or some other stuff like air conditioning sometimes causes problems in the lines. Aluminum metal casing, plastic middle part, everywhere are the grounding soft rubber mats or whatever you want to call them. And in order to get to the board on the other side, we need to peel this thing like this. This one already got peeled, so let's get it unlatched. There we go. And here is the deal. SATA cable, you can disconnect. It's a standard SATA connector, and the power is supplied through these through wires. And we'll take the plastic out, and there you go. You got the controller out. One chip controls FireWire, other chip controls USB, and they both bridging to the SATA port to the drive. So pretty simple. Now let's get to the next model. It will be a similar disassembly. Let's take a look at this one. This is a little newer one, and let's take the jacket off. By the way, model of the drive is printed usually on the edge. It's either on this side. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's a serial number and the model over here. On the newer ones, yeah, sometimes they got it over here. I think the newer ones, they all have it on the edge here. So you don't have to disassemble that in order to see the model. You just peel the rubber jacket off, and then you should see the sticker. Yeah, there you go. Serial number and the model. Alright, well, let's get to the next one. This is going to be a little different. We're going to need to take these 4 Phillips screws. You know, pretty long ones. See how long they are? So let's get all 4 of them out. And the last one. Okay. Now what you do is there's a latch on this side and this side. You kind of push it down a little bit. You push it down and forward. Down and forward. You see how it comes out? And then you see the drive with the board, and then you just slide it out. Just like that. It's a little different construction. It's got 1 terabyte Samsung Seagate drive, transitionary period ST1000 LM0024. Basically the same model of the drive that we had in the first one. And we're gonna peel it off. You see it has a warranty seal on this side, so we're gonna pull it that way. There we go. And then we got the drive. It's a really solid built piece of equipment. This helps cooling a lot actually, which is really good. And the reason they do that is because Thunderbolt devices, they get pretty hot. Okay, so this is the board. I hope you can see that. This part is a cooling sink. I'm not going to take it off. It's going to be a pain in the butt to do that. I think it's actually pressed in. No, it's not. Okay, let's take it off. So, just kind of pray it up, and there you go. See, the processor gets the rubber pad and cools off through this heatsink. So same thing, bridge for the USB to SATA, and then bridge from Thunderbolt to SATA. Okay, let's get down to the last one. Last one is older, the one that has additional power, and then the FireWire, USB 2, and FireWire 2. Same thing. Let's take the jacket off, and then latches. The other side. Okay, let's take the aluminum part off. See, this one doesn't even have the rubber heat sinks and rubber pads between the body and the chips. I don't know why. Usually they all do. So, and here's the drive. It's a Samsung drive as well. And then you just kind of push it that way. And then on the other side, and disconnect this little SATA and power connector. There's a little sticky grounding piece over here, so we're gonna peel it off. Rubber legs on all corners. And then this one has a 500 gigabyte Samsung. This is the real Samsung drive. You see it says HM500JI. This is not the Seagate. This is pre-Seagate era, when the Samsungs were truly Samsung drives. So that's that. And then similar way, you just kind of pull off the sides and get to the controller board. Same thing, SATA connector, really easy to disconnect, and then you can't really unplug the power, but I don't think you're gonna ever need that. So they could have been done through the connector, but I think I've seen a couple models with the connectors, but most of them are soldered in. Same thing, bridge for the FireWire, bridge for the USB, and that's it. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it entertaining. It's really just a simple video how to take those enclosures apart in case something goes bad, and then you just want to check the drive individually through the regular SATA connection, or if you want to just utilize the old drive for whatever purpose and don't need the enclosure any longer. Thank you for watching Cubics Data Recovery. Take care and stay safe.